This podcast covers sensitive topics that may be difficult for some listeners. Please take care while listening. Undrunk.
Hi guys.
Guys, welcome back to Girl Undrunk.
How are ya?
We're on episode 22.
That's insane.
I know.
22.
It's crazy. I was already thinking, I'm like, we have to do something for 25. And then
Yeah.
we have to do something for 50. Then 75.
Then 100.
I wonder what correlates,
Episodes.
what episode will correlate with Halloween. We have to think about what we're going to do for Halloween.
I think for our Halloween episode, we should tell like the most scary stories that we've like done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think we should get like listener horror stories.
Yeah.
Like drinking horror
Yeah.
stories. I think
And
that
tell
could
some
be.
of our own as well. Yeah, we'll dress up on the
We'll
pod.
dress up on the pod. We'll got to figure out some like redhead
Yeah,
characters.
we need to get like a costume like designer, makeup artist.
Okay, if anybody
Anyone
knows,
wants to come.
budget is unlimited budget. Someone needs to email us or DM us and tell us who are some spooky redheads, some
Some spooky
murderous
redheads.
redheads.
We could dress up like those kids, I guess, in The Shining. Or were they redheads?
They weren't, but like that's us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
and
do
just
that.
go and to break into people's apartments and just stand at the end of the hallway. Or, yeah, that's how we'll open the door. We should have a party. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna have a party.
We're not gonna have a party.
I'm not gonna have a party. Hi, Zoe.
Hi.
How are you?
I am good, honestly. I feel really good.
Yeah.
I feel like great.
Do you?
I really do.
Yeah, I kind of do too.
I kind of have no complaints. I'm going to be talking to my work next week about coming in late on Fridays to have the podcast on a regular day. So I'm like a little bit nervous for that, but also like
What
I don't
makes-
think they can say no to me at this point. Like they need me around.
What makes you nervous about it?
I guess just like asking for things that I want.
Yeah.
Like it's not something that I'm comfortable with
Mhm.
per se.
No.
So that's scary. And like confrontation in general is like I'm not the best at it. But
Totally.
I know I like deserve it and like I need it. So
Yeah, it's
fine.
also your life.
Yeah.
And I mean, confrontation, it is really just a question.
Yeah.
It's really just being like, this is what's going on in my life
Yeah.
now. There's a shift.
Yeah.
Can we work around this?
Exactly.
It'd be totally fine.
Yeah. And I was just saying like it is nice that like I am doing long distance with my boyfriend right now. And I do obviously miss him, but it is nice to like have these not breaks because like I
Yeah.
talk to him every night, but it's just like
Space.
nice that it's not like jealousy or like anything when I'm away from him, and it just seems like so comfy, and I can when I'm away from him I just like do my own thing, and it's nice to miss him.
Yeah.
And
It's
then-
so nice.
Yeah, I don't know, I just like I feel like I'm in a really good spot right now.
I'm feeling pretty good too. What would you say your mental health is 1 out of 10 right now?
I'm gonna say an 8.5.
Okay. I'm into that.
I'm just like I know I can't control anything, so I'm just like living my fucking life.
Yeah. I'm doing this thing. I keep like saying this, like just going with the universe.
Yeah.
The universe is just carrying me.
Trusting it.
Yeah. I was talking to this person I'm involved with yesterday, and I was like, I feel like, well, I've had this conversation a few times because my mental health recently, so good. And that makes me
Scary.
nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm like, what's coming down the pipe? I don't know.
Have you heard of communally sober? Being communally sober.
No. What is that? I like it.
Communally sober.
Is it a commune of people who are sober? I'll move there today.
We should.
Okay.
So my friend was telling me last night that they're seeing this non-binary person that lives in Seattle, and they are sober, but they're communally sober. Their LGBTQ plus community in Seattle is so big, and I guess a lot of them are sober because they
Mm.
have to be.
Yeah.
And this person just chooses to be sober. I can't speak.
No, that was great. That was perfection.
They choose to be sober for their community.
Mhm.
They don't need to be sober themselves, but they're like, my people that I surround myself with, they need to be sober. So I'd rather be sober to support them.
Yeah.
And it's being community sober.
it's so nice.
It's so nice. And it brings us back to our reels that
Mhm.
we've been getting a lot of hate on,
Mhm.
saying that, you know, if your partner needs to be sober, you should decide to be sober as well.
Yeah.
These aren't even people in relationships together. They're
Yeah.
just people part of a community, and they're
Yeah.
choosing to be sober for the community, which is
It's
so nice.
Well, it's empathy first.
Mhm.
It's also community first,
Yeah.
which is actually what we are supposed to be doing as a society. You live
Yes.
longer, you're healthier, you're more like mentally stable if you're around community.
Yeah.
And also like that's what addicts need. Addicts that are sober need to be around community. I think
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
I think that's so cool. And yeah, just so like selfless, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I want to do this for my people, and this is what my people need.
However, that's not like super accessible for most people. And I'd
Yeah.
also imagine early LGBTQ moving to the city,
Yeah.
just like us early moving to the city, the option of like hanging out with a bunch of sober people and having fun,
Mhm.
that's not really accessible.
Yeah.
Nor would I have wanted that, nor would I have known
Yeah.
it's a good thing.
Well, my friend did say that when they were here last summer visiting for a couple weeks, they went to the village, and they did go to a lot of like sober events. I guess they were saying that there is more sober LGBTQ plus like events in the city now,
That's good.
because like a lot of the gay community is sober. They were like, that makes sense that the Zero Bar is in the village,
Yeah.
because of the community that's there.
So we went to Zero Bar last week. We talked
Yeah.
about it on the podcast, and we went right after. It was so fun.
It was so fun.
Def-
Gail is amazing.
Oh my-
Gail's the owner of Zero Bar.
Guys, just go
What a
see
sweetheart.
Gail.
Literally, you could talk to Gail for hours and be so entertained.
And like kind of feel drunk. We walked in. It's called Zero Bar. It's in Cabbagetown
Mhm.
on Carlton. It's like a, I guess mostly a bottle shop,
Mhm.
but also a small bar. And
Yeah.
Gail's there making your mocktails.
Yeah.
It was great.
And there's food in front too.
There's Trinidadian food Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah.
And we just like walked in. Gail was amazing. And then immediately like started giving
Handing us non-alcoholic shots
yeah,
and booze.
which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
Well, I don't think I've ever sipped a non-alcoholic vermouth.
Vermouth. I loved it.
I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're drinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It feels like you're drinking.
It does feel like you're drinking. So, like, not my fave,
Mhm.
but I get the experience, and it is nice for people who want that
Mhm.
experience. I don't crave that.
Yeah.
I was more into like the mocktails, the
Like the more, yeah,
sodas.
the like the juice, the
Yeah.
herbs, the like
Yeah.
not de-alcoholized actual
Yeah.
alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
It was cool though to like learn about that world
It is
and
cool.
how it is getting so big.
Well, you know what I found so interesting? Yeah, Gail was like saying like this is like the biggest, we have the most, and then there's like multiple little
Bottle
shops
shops
around.
around,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I guess this one is the only one with a bar in it,
Mhm.
which I like. The way that Gail, and we'll have a little kiki with Gail. We'll talk to Gail, but Gail was talking to us about they love vodka.
Yeah.
And that was like their drink. Like
Yeah.
alcohol, vodka, loved vodka.
Yeah.
Had to get sober. I won't go into that, but still loves vodka and
Yeah.
like wants to drink vodka,
non-alcoholic vodka.
and all
Yeah.
other alcohols. And I think, is it vodka the only one that they don't have?
Yeah.
Like they're still trying to like find one.
Yeah.
Honestly, they should just make one themselves.
I think it's harder than it's pretty hard to do that.
Gail, where's vodka made?
Is it rice?
Potatoes.
Potatoes, yeah.
Corn is
Or
whiskey.
maybe they were saying that it's hard to import some of these things into Canada as well. So it could be like an importation issue.
Yeah. And now with the tariffs, I feel like alcohol, non-alcoholic and alcoholic is the same price basically.
Yeah.
I feel like. But yeah, I wonder. I mean, they probably will just make their own eventually because
I hope so.
Gail's vodka.
Gail's vodka.
You can drive, you know? We were sitting there having our drinks and our food. And it's a sober place.
Yeah.
There's
no alcohol there.
There's no alcohol.
Yeah.
There was a sober dinner happening with like some other creators. It was really
like
cool.
an influencer sober dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which we should do a dinner there because that would
Yeah.
be fun. I feel like Gail would love to make us all some mocktails.
Of course.
But the server, there was one server,
Yeah.
came over to us, and she was so cute, and she did seem a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It was only her.
Yeah.
And
it was busy
because we're surrounded by sober shit and
Mhm.
non-alcoholic shit, I just assume everybody in that building is sober.
Yeah.
And I looked at her, she came over, and I said, "Are you sober?" And she was like taken aback, so caught off guard, and she was like, yeah, I'm just tired."
Yeah.
And I was like, girl,
called her out.
I was like, oh my God, I'm not asking you if you're currently on drugs.
Yeah.
I'm asking you if you're sober
Yeah.
because you work at a sober bar. Like, it was so funny. And I felt bad, kind of.
Yeah, well, it's just like, it's interesting that that's where people go first.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's not what you were saying at all. But that's
No.
where she went first.
And it's funny that, like, you're working at a sober bar and me asking you, yeah, like, are you sober? You're not immediately like, yeah, I've been
Yeah.
sober for 3 years. Or like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not sober, but I work here. Like,
Yeah.
I just assume.
Yeah.
If you work at a skincare clinic, you probably like skincare.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, she never even said if she was sober or not. I don't know.
No, she didn't.
She didn't.
She's-
So we still don't know. But that was triggering to me because that's exactly how I got fired from one of my jobs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you said that, and I was like, it's fine, because like, you shouldn't be drinking on the job.
Yeah.
And she probably wasn't. She was.
No.
And that's also not why I asked her. I just
No.
wanted to know if she was sober and then to tell us her trauma and her story.
Exactly. We wanted to kiki with her and she wasn't getting it. I think she was overwhelmed.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. But it got me thinking, and my friend Sarah actually because she voice messages me after every episode.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's lovely.
Mhm.
And she was saying, you guys are so open about your sobriety
Mhm.
and what happened to you and your addictions. She's like, but I wonder, like, do you have boundaries about it? Like, if people just come up to you on the street and ask you about it, or if like if your boyfriend's dad asked you about
Yeah.
it, are you cool to talk about it? Or are we just so open here because we're in this room? Also, how comfortable are we asking people about their sobriety, and should we be?
Yeah. Well, I think that we can ask, but
Mhm.
not assume that they're going to tell us everything. And also, like I was saying, when I told that girl a couple weeks ago that I was sober, I didn't want to get into the nitty gritty with her because I had just met her and we were at a party. Like, I wasn't going to tell her my life story then and there. There are sometimes I don't want to go into being like, yeah, I'm an alcoholic. Yeah, I go to meetings. Yeah, I'm a crazy person, you know? Because sometimes, like, if I'm not in a good headspace and I go into that, I could potentially be hurting myself in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have to always remember, like, am I feeling good to talk about this right now? For me, at least.
What do you mean hurting yourself?
Like, going back into, like, that place.
Okay.
If I'm not feeling good already and remembering all the shit that I used to do could be detrimental to myself.
I see what you're saying. Because
Yeah.
when we walk into this room,
Yeah. I feel totally safe here.
and our intentions are set. Like,
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about
Mhm.
addiction, trauma, everything that comes
Well, I
with
remember
that.
the first couple episodes we did, like, I got so fucking anxious
Yeah, me too.
because I had never talked about sobriety in such length
Yeah.
that it was like, whew, that was a lot, you
Yeah.
know? Now I'm used to it with you, but
Yeah. Now it's like literally the only thing I talk about. I'm so boring.
you love talking about it in every
Yeah.
scenario, I think.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's like whatever. It's part of my ADHD or whatever's wrong with me. But I really am fixated on it, and I
Mhm.
just am constantly amazed at people
Yeah.
and things that they go through
Yeah.
and how they're sober, and people who have addiction in the family but
Yeah.
never had an addiction themselves. I'm just so fascinated by
And
everybody.
I also think that we come at it from people in a different perspective because we are alcoholics ourselves. So, like, it's not like we're judging or, like, you
Right.
know, like, I think we're allowed to ask other people that because we're alcoholics ourselves and we're sober ourselves. It'd be weird if someone else, like, was trying to interrogate a sober person like that.
Yeah.
You know, if someone was interrogating me and I didn't feel comfortable talking about it, I'd be like, yo, no.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I do like to be the person in the room or in any new situation that's just like, this is my trauma,
Mhm.
or like one radical thing.
Mhm.
And then I think that's also what makes me super annoying. But like,
Absolutely not.
but I think it for me, I feel like I want to make people comfy. So I'm like,
Yeah.
if I just say a weird fucking thing that I've done, or like something sexual or something ridiculous,
Yeah.
then other people are like, okay, the tone has been set. This is a safe space.
And now I can like tell my story if I want to.
Yeah, and like,
which is nice.
Yeah, and like, you're probably never gonna shock me. Well, some of you shock me, actually. Some of you are very shocking, but I fucking love it.
But in a good way.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things. I think you're right. I think like as addicts, like we can ask.
Yeah.
I think I do make a point usually to address the situation, be like, I'm an addict.
Yeah.
If it comes up, which it always comes up. But I think maybe a little bit of sensitivity to it, because I do have friends that aren't super open about their addiction and their sobriety, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. Well, I also think that like if you're not open and like proud of your sobriety, then you're still like working on yourself. And then hopefully like your goal is to be happy about your sobriety,
Yeah.
you know?
And it makes sense. I mean, addiction is like shameful.
Yeah.
You know?
Societally.
Yeah. Like it's not, but it feels really
Yeah.
shameful. Like addiction is a sickness, but it's like it's a thing you're doing. So you
Yeah.
feel like I can't control it. I can't handle it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe a little bit of sensitivity. I do the same thing with pregnant people. Anytime I see a pregnant person that I like kind of know, I'm like, what's happening here? What's going on? How's your vagina? Have you done the perineum massage? I have asked pregnant strangers if their partners have done the perineum massage, which is like
fisting.
No, it's like the muscles like right inside your vagina are like really tight. Apparently, we have a lot of knots in there, which makes sense. But you have to massage it out so that when you give birth,
it expands.
Yeah, it's like makes it all easier. So I'm like asking pregnant strangers if they've had fingers massaging their vaginal knots. And I just feel entitled to that information.
Yeah.
When people are pregnant, I'm like, oh, you're on display. What's happening? You know, I'm obsessed. When you're pregnant,
yeah, you're gonna be all up in there.
Oh,
will you massage my knots?
Honestly, Zoe, I would.
I know you would.
I would. There's not much.
That's like best friend.
There's not much I wouldn't do for you. Like if you needed a suppository, I would put one in.
It's good to know.
Well, tell me.
Good to know you literally always have me.
Would you do anything gross for me?
If you had a tampon stuck up inside of you, I would take it out.
Thank you so much. Okay, yeah. That is exactly
that's what you needed.
Great answer. Yeah. Were you expecting for sobriety and this podcast to be so fucking polarizing?
No.
No.
I guess I didn't think about how alcohol and not drinking is such a sensitive topic for some people.
Yeah.
And I think it is just a sensitive topic because no one wants to look at their drinking like that. They just want to keep doing it and not think about how, yeah, it is poison and yeah, I am ruining my body and yeah, this isn't a good thing.
Yeah, it feels like I wasn't expecting it to be so crazy, especially because, and actually maybe it's not especially, we're not a health and wellness podcast.
No.
We're not sober because we want to be healthy and drink green juices and like, you know, optimize living. And I wonder if we were more of a health and wellness podcast and the point was health and wellness, if it would be less
No, I don't think so. I think it would be even more.
You think?
More hate.
Yeah,
But the people commenting on our shit, they don't know that we're alcoholics.
Well, sometimes they do, though. Like some of the things, like we do use the word addict.
Yeah.
I know that I have friends that when I talk about sobriety or I've like been out or with people who drink, there is an uncomfortable situation that happens. Like there's when I order a mocktail or a ginger ale and they drink, there is like a, oh.
Yeah.
And it does. Sitting next to a sober person or hearing the word sobriety just makes you look inward. It just does.
Like I said when we were starting this podcast, like if I came across our clips and I was still drinking, I would be like, oh, fuck these girls. What do they know? Like literally, I know that I would be judging us if I was still drinking. So I totally get it.
Oh my God. I used to say all the time, I used to be like, I would never date a sober person. I wouldn't even really be friends with a sober person. That's fucking weird. And like, you're not having any fun. How are you supposed to what? Like go on dates or go on vacation or get married or like have fun? Like,
didn't think it was possible.
No, I also like thought that was super fucking lame.
Super lame. I agree.
And especially if you'd like never drank, which by the way, I still am like, how does that happen? How does a person become born into this world and then you never drink? What? How?
Yeah, well, we should get, I know this guy who's never drank.
Oh,
because
straight edge.
Straight edge. There was a boxer who like promoted himself as like being sober and like straight edge, and this guy that I know grew up like being inspired by this boxer, and he never drank because of that. Like he looked up to this guy. And also there was addiction that ran in the family, so he was scared to drink. So I think that's a part of it too. Like maybe my kids will never drink because they'll be terrified to drink. And that would be cool, honestly.
I just don't think, I mean, I don't know if there was addiction in my family. I just didn't know about it.
Yeah.
There was eating disorders in my family. I didn't really know.
Yeah. I didn't know about the addiction that ran in my family. I think I knew a little bit about it, but if I knew about it more, maybe it would be a different situation.
Maybe if my dad was like a violent drunk, or like a loser, or like a deadbeat, and that was like super obvious that was like the alcohol.
But then maybe you would want to drink to like forget about your fucking life. You know?
That's the other thing too. I want to drink about everything all the time. Like I didn't drink because I was like had a terrible childhood. I just drank because I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I was depressed. But yeah. Even when it came to the health and wellness sphere, like when I was in college and like going through my eating disorders and going through alcohol and stuff like that, I would look at health and wellness, like that girl Kayla from like Sweat, and just hate her. Like I would never comment about it, but I would hate her. I'd be like, oh, you don't drink because you don't want to.
Yeah.
Your body's just like that. You're thin and healthy and you have a six pack just because that's the way you are. And I would hate that shit. And then so I know what that feels like, to feel like you're being attacked just based on someone else's presence.
Well, and my friend who I'm now really close with, this girl, but I used to not like her when I was drinking because she didn't drink like I did.
Right.
And so it's like, it's totally flipped now.
Yeah.
People are not ready for it, but the fact that people are getting so upset about the stuff that we're saying means that we're doing something interesting.
Yeah.
To take the time out of someone's day and comment something mean or negative about what we're saying, that means that they are getting impacted by it and they're thinking about what they're fucking doing, which is a step. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, it is a step in like the right direction, I think, you know?
Well, it was very shocking at first. And
very shocking.
We had all six of us at the cottage were like talking about it on the dock and being like, are we right? Are we wrong? Are we? And then, you know what? After that, I was like, okay, getting sober, a lot of my sobriety, I have to be empathy first. Empathy first, or I'm going to hit you with my car. Like, I'm very quick to trigger. And so this belief of like everyone is doing the best with what they can at any given time, I believe that. And I think that if you go online and say something mean about us that has nothing to do with alcohol, or if it does, whatever, I really think that that's the best. That is the forefront emotion, the forefront thing you wanted to do is like be mean to these two girls online for some sort of emotional gain.
It's just like they are hurt people too, and they're sick is what it is. And like you have to, like, I feel bad for them. That's the only thing that we can like look at this from is like, oh, I feel sorry for you that you feel that way, and I hope that you get better. You know,
and you're probably in the right place, honey. Like
I'm glad that this came across your feed.
And people being like, I am not responsible for my spouse's bad decisions with drinking. I'm like, I think there's a miseducation around drinking, and I think that maybe you should listen to the pod.
That maybe these like men who are commenting too are like, these girls are so pretty, what do they know? You know what, guys, we're pretty and we're smart.
Yeah, and we were in the fucking gutter for years. And when you go to the gutter, you know some things. You see some things.
We might not look like alcoholics, or we might not look like we were in the gutter because like we're so beautiful now, but trust, we looked like shit before. Insert picture of Heather.
Please don't insert a picture of me. That is the only people who get those pictures are you, and I send them to you as stickers.
I know.
Man, I haven't even showed the person that I'm involved with.
I don't think you have to.
I don't think I should. And you can't show your boyfriend. I
haven't.
I need him to think I'm hot.
Yeah, it's very interesting. We forget, right? Because we're sober now. We've been sober for a while, and like this has been our life now for years. I forget how drinking is the norm, you know? Like, I forget that. my friend yesterday, she was like, oh, like, we should go to the bathroom to take a shot, to my other friend. And I was like, why are you going to the bathroom to take a shot? Just take a shot. We're in the park.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she was like, I just didn't want to take it in front of you. And I was like, it's fine. Like, don't drink in the bathroom like you're doing drugs or something.
Yeah,
like,
also just like ask me.
Yeah, just ask.
Because I don't want you hiding your alcohol either.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a
That's
good
weird.
vibe. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not helpful for anybody.
Yeah.
I'm going to think about alcohol as much or as little as I will if you're drinking.
Yeah. It was just, that was a really interesting thing that I know she was trying to do it because, like, she cares about me. But I'm like, you don't have to go to the bathroom to
It's actually
kind of,
it's actually kind of sweet.
It's sweet.
It's just like, now we're overcompensating.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. Also, I love to take shots at the park. Fuck.
Yeah, it looked fun.
Yeah, but you know what I honestly love
got
more
pretty
than
drunk.
that? I love to get home and get into my bed and drift off calmly with none of that stuff going on. It's nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Do you at all think that the sobriety of it is more triggering than the addiction of it? What I mean is, like, hearing the word sobriety.
Yeah.
Do you think that's more triggering to people than addiction?
I think so. If we were just, like, talking about being alcoholics and how we drink so much, I think people would kind of love that.
Yeah.
You know? I think the fact that we overcame this and that we're sober now is the part that's triggering for these people.
That's a good
because
point.
They're like, oh my God, like, I don't want to think that this is possible.
Yeah.
Because I'm not ready to do this yet.
Well, and what you just said of, like, this is a thing we overcame.
Yeah.
I think that piece of, like, this is a thing that people have to overcome because it's inherently detrimental. That's hard for people.
Yeah.
You know what it seemed like to me when we were getting bombarded? It felt very much like I said, we should have gun reform. And everyone was like, they're going to take our guns. And you're like, whoa, I literally just don't want.
I think it's like they felt like they're going to take our alcohol away.
Yeah. I'm like, I just don't want school shootings. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
If we're not going to take your alcohol. We're women. We can't do anything. It's like you like, I mean, for like a conglomerate like that, no. We just want people to get sober if they need to.
If they need to, if they're looking for a place to come to feel like they belong and to feel like they can relate to someone finally, because no one is talking about this shit, you know, like hang out with us.
I also
be
wonder
sober with us.
The addiction piece of it. We know addiction. Most of us know addiction to be like, you know, meth on the street. No teeth. Really not doing well. Very specific vibe going on.
Yeah, and the fact that you can be like alcoholics, addicts, and be like we come from great families and nothing was inherently wrong with us.
No.
But it can happen to anyone, and I think that's also what might scare people too. Be like, oh, I didn't think I was an alcoholic because I'm such a good person from a great household.
Yeah.
I just drink a little bit too much, but that doesn't mean I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah, and then I wonder if the shame with that is even more. Because, like,
I
I definitely felt like I had to justify being an alcoholic, even when I went to rehab.
Yeah, same. I was like, oh, I'm not as bad as everyone else here. Like, I don't belong here.
Yeah. Even, like, when I went, my counselor was like, when I first met him, and he was like, how much are you drinking? And I was like, oh, I'm drinking all day, every day. And he's like, all day? Like, even in the morning? And I was like, well, no, I mean, in the morning.
Yes.
Like, I felt like I had to craft my addiction, which is delusional. If you feel like you have to craft your addiction to make a story, you're an addict, go to rehab. Yeah.
Exactly.
But I did feel like I had to justify it. If someone came in and they were like, oh, like my rehab boyfriend, it's like, you had a terrible life growing up. Like, I would drink too.
Yeah.
You know? I didn't have that. So it doesn't
mean that you're a better alcoholic than another person.
Well, it also doesn't mean that you're not going to become an alcoholic. It's just like, I felt the shame of like, oh, fuck, why am I an addict? This person has been through abuse and bullshit and poverty. So that makes sense. I haven't. So what the fuck is wrong with my privileged ass where I had to go and get fucked up all the time and couldn't stop? Like, there is a shame in that, you know? But addiction just really doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't. It can happen to anybody. And I think that's another reason why these people are getting upset in the comments, because like I guess maybe they're scared that it has happened to them, but they don't want to look at it.
Yeah, and I think taking things away from anybody or like,
Yeah.
you know, offering a tool of a potential way to make your life better by means of taking away alcohol is so, I don't know. It's obviously so jarring.
Well, it would be jarring to me too, like if I was still in it. So like I totally get it. I get why it's getting rage out of you.
Yeah.
You know, like I would have been there.
Honestly though, get your fucking rage out. Get your rage out.
Comment, call us, whatever you want in
Yeah.
the comments. You know, like
Honestly,
we can handle it. We're sober. We can handle anything.
Someone was asking me, Emma.
Yeah.
Was asking me, friend of the pod, if like, you know, comments appearance based bother me. And I'm like, well, I haven't had one yet personally. But I was like, you know what? Trying to put myself in that situation, I'm like, yeah, I probably should be upset, but I also know myself so deeply.
Yeah.
I hated myself and my body.
Yeah.
And I was meaner to myself
than anybody else.
Anybody, I genuinely think anyone could be. Like if you sat here for 12 hours and said the meanest fucking things to me, I think I'd be like, heard it, babe, next.
Yeah.
Like I used to look at myself in the mirror and be like, honestly, fuck you. You should kill yourself. I don't know why you're still here. And also, you're a loser because you can't fucking kill yourself because you're not courageous.
Crazy.
So
I don't think I ever like looked at myself like I was ugly or I think I just hated who I was inside more.
Yeah.
I didn't really care about the external as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got some comments calling me a 3. But there was one meaner comment than that. And
did you delete it?
I deleted it because I don't know what it even said. Like I don't remember what it said. I read it once and I was like, that is way too fucking mean. I don't want this just randomly in the comment section. Like it was just that mean that I didn't even want to reread it ever again.
Yeah.
I didn't want it in my head. I just deleted it like nothing fucking happened.
Good.
And yeah, I couldn't tell you what it said, but it was just like meaner than I needed to see.
Well, yeah, and I think we were talking about that too. Like, are we going to be people who delete comments? And it's like, okay, this is a sobriety mental health podcast. I want anybody listening to this or coming to our page to feel safe enough to comment or post or like or something.
And you can disagree with us. That's fine. But like, I think
100%.
there's a certain line where it's like, if you're being that mean, I don't want it. I'm going to delete it.
And I don't want sober people coming to our page and looking at it.
Mean shit.
Yeah.
No, that's then, like hate. That's too much.
What if they say, oh, love this? Or like, oh, I relate to this. Are you going to get like, you know, Tiny Tim being like, yeah, but you're a fat bitch.
Yeah.
And you're like,
go back to the gutter, you fat bitch.
And I know. And I'm like, who invited Tim?
You literally get Tim out of the comments.
Well, there was a guy that commented something mean on Instagram. And I went to his profile and he's in Narcotics Anonymous.
He's a weird man.
And I was like, homie, you're a junkie.
Yeah.
You're one of us.
It's weird. I don't think a lot of people like seeing pretty girls talk about being sober. I think that's another part of it. Like if we were like maybe like below average woman, maybe it would be different as well.
Well, yeah, I think just like talking about this subject, I'm so surprised at how I knew it was going to be a little bit polarizing, but I didn't know we were going to hit the incel community so hard. I
mean, it's a good thing that this is happening. Yeah. It means that we're doing something right. And also like all the good messages that we've been getting, like people being like, I'm this many days sober.
Oh my God,
I'm looking up to you guys. I relate to you guys. You guys like are amazing, whatever. Keep doing what you're doing. That is so special. And I would get like, you can call me whatever the fuck you want as long as those people are reaching out to us. Like that's all that matters.
If like, I mean, Zoe and I were in trash. We were literally living in a trash bin, and
I was sleeping in my own pee every single night.
And that's exactly right. And
every single night,
mostly
sleeping in my own pee.
Yeah, and I was mostly sleeping on the bathroom floor, just throwing up all over the porcelain.
You were sleeping in your throw up, and I was sleeping in my pee.
Gorgeous girls.
And now you're sober and amazing. Take that.
I watched this YouTube channel. Actually, I think it's like really controversial now. I think the Mark Leda or whatever, the host of it, I think that he might be not great, but that's not the point. Basically, he is on Skid Row and he talks to, he like brings people in for interviews. Like,
I don't like that. I don't like that. I've seen those things on TikTok before. I don't like when people are interviewing someone fucked up, because that doesn't seem like they have autonomy over what they're saying, because they're fucked up. Consent is out the window. Same with like when did we give consent when we were fucked up to have sex? No. If you're that fucked up, that's not consent. Like, there's no line.
And I guess like the point is to like show the world what's happening, and like that addiction is real and poverty is real, and
but it's like putting them down. It's like
exploitative.
It's low. The lens is down on these people, and it shouldn't be. Like, that could happen to anybody. That could have happened to us. Like, that doesn't mean that we're better or worse than these people.
No, and I'm wondering, is there a better way? Like, would there be a better way? Should we not do it at all?
I think we should be interviewing people that were on Skid Row that are sober now. Like, there's lots of people who make it out of that are sober.
Yeah.
It's not just because you're on Skid Row doesn't mean you're on Skid Row forever. There's a lot of people. I know a lot of people who lived on the street who are sober now. A lot.
Yeah, I do think like, and maybe it's not right. Maybe it's not autonomous and consensual. That's probably very true. Not everybody gets sober. That's not the trajectory for everyone. That's not everyone. I know it's like
not everyone's goal. No.
No, but it's also like, I know he's like, if you want to get sober, you can get sober.
Yeah.
It's not that black and white. Because like my dad says stuff like that too. Just like, get them cleaned up, take them off the street. And you're like, right, but that's not possible.
Yeah.
It's not possible. So maybe it is important to...
I think anyone can get sober if you're on the street or not. If you truly want it, you can get it. But I just don't think that clicks in for some people.
Yeah.
And that's the unfortunate part of like when people die. Like, it just didn't click for them. And that is sad.
It wouldn't click for me if I was on the street either. Like, it wasn't...
It could have.
It could have, but it wasn't clicking for me when I was living in my like beautiful apartment.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard. And I just think those stories are important. It's like drugs and alcohol hit us all very different. And some people are trapped in it forever. And it seems like they can't get out. And it's like not because they're lazy or because they're stupid or because of whatever. It's just a thing that happened to them for whatever reason. And yeah, if you can get out, but if you can't, that's true too.
Yeah.
And valid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like that just shouldn't be the type of people that we should be interviewing. Like, I do see some interviews on TikTok of people interviewing people who are sober and that were like crazy before. And like, that's the type of inspiring videos I would rather see than seeing a person strung out on drugs talking about getting raped, you know?
Yeah. Sex workers, like underage sex workers. I always find that one.
I know.
I'm like, ooh, what's happening?
Can we not be exploiting these people, please?
Yeah, it's interesting because I think that it is a little bit more of a, and I don't want to use this word out of turn, but it feels a little fetishy to like watch these stories. And it's just sadness. It's like just drugs. It's the bottom of the barrel. It's like the worst thing that can happen to a person, really. And there's not often follow through. It's not like he's going back and being like, oh, now this person is sober. Like, that's not the point. The point is just to be like everyday people, everyday lives. But I think we see a lot of addiction and we've known what addiction is.
We don't see a lot of sobriety.
Yeah. We don't see a lot of people talking about what happened to them and now we're sober and chatting about being sober.
I agree.
I think people are attracted to the down dirty addiction because, especially fentanyl and meth, because a lot of people aren't doing that. They're just drinking or they're just doing weed or just doing coke.
For now.
And it feels so separate from them. So I think that addiction is easier to digest for people than sobriety.
Yeah.
Because sobriety, it's like, oh, fuck, now they're out on the other side and they're better than me.
Yeah.
Shit.
I 100% agree.
Yeah. I do think they should stop.
I do think so too.
Someone said that on one of his YouTube or one of his like Instagrams or something. It was like, this person is like straight up exploiting people and they're like young girls coming in on drugs. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But what
There's
the fuck
gotta
are you
be a
gonna
better
do?
way. Like, I think the better way is to be interviewing people who got sober.
Oh, sorry. In terms of interviews. Yeah. I just mean like of Skid Row and Queen Street, and it's very interesting. I think it's really easy to other addicts.
Yeah.
Except when you forget that a dependency on alcohol is also an addiction.
Yeah.
People forget.
There's so many smaller addictions that are out there. It doesn't have to be like crackheads on the street.
No. And speaking of which, what is the line between like casual drinking and a dependency and addiction? Because you sent me something interesting yesterday about the big book. Actually, I have it.
The big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. Yeah, so we always talk about like the type 1 addict, the type 2 addict, and the type 3 addict.
Got it, yeah.
And like the first one is just someone who can drink casually. Moderate drinkers. These individuals can take or leave alcohol or quit entirely if they choose. Hard drinkers. These drinkers may experience some physical and mental impairment and potentially develop a physical dependence, but still retain some control over their drinking. Alcoholics. According to AA, alcoholics have no real choice when it comes to drinking once they start. They experience a loss of control and require a complete abstinence for recovery. The big book highlights that alcoholics' mind is obsessed with alcohol and their body reacts with a craving when they can't control.
Those are the 3 branches of drinking in AA.
I think a lot of people, like, when they come into the program of like AA, CA, whatever, they hope that they're the hard drinkers.
The middle one.
Yeah, the middle one. They're like, yeah, I drink too much, but I can quit. I can quit if I want to.
Yeah.
And then they go out and they keep drinking and they're like, I think I'm still a hard drinker, though. I don't think I'm a real alcoholic.
Yeah.
And it takes them a couple times to come and admit to themselves, because the first step of AA is admitting that you are powerless over alcohol. And it takes them a little bit to admit that they are a real alcoholic. I'm fortunate enough to have gone to rehab, and I got to figure that out in rehab instead of going in and out, in and out, in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, rehab's so good for that.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of people telling you, like, you have a problem. These are all the reasons that you should be here. You don't have to play that game with yourself of like, do I have a problem? Can I still drink? They're like, no, you're going to go to jail.
Yeah.
I feel like it's funny to look at this and be like, moderate drinkers can take or leave alcohol. I'm like, yeah, okay, so that was me freshman year of college because my eating disorder was so bad that alcohol was just not top of mind.
Yeah.
And then I moved into hard drinking after my eating disorder stopped. And then it's like, it just keeps going.
And I think I just jumped in alcoholic.
Yeah.
I totally did.
I think you did too. Because there was, I think, like, the fear, that's something you're missing. Yeah. Also, I realize I do that when I talk. I go, it's like,
it's cute.
What I learned in rehab, which I don't take, I didn't take away, is like, my counselor would be like, why are you answering questions if you don't know the answer? I was like, I don't know. I don't know. He like asked me a question like, how are you feeling? And I was like, oh, you know, he's like, why don't you like take 5 seconds, breathe, and think about what you're going to say. Because I would just, and I do that still, where I'll just like have a point and I start talking about it. And then I go, I don't know what we're doing with that, where that placed. Babe. But it is like, I do need to think a little bit, but I do.
Yeah, but I think that
what was I saying before?
If you think that you're an alcoholic, you're an alcoholic. That's like my thought around that. It's like, if you're questioning it, then like you are, and like you should just stop everything and like save yourself the in and out, save yourself the trying of control, because you can't do it.
Yeah.
I knew someone too that was like in and out of meetings, and I think they were even sober for a bit, and they went to rehab. Even though they were 2 months sober, they went to like get the full experience.
Oh my God.
So,
I
like,
know.
if you're sober, you can go to rehab still.
Well, I think about it sometimes, like, because we know as addicts that, and we know from rehab, I don't know what you do in AA, but we know like relapse behavior, addictive behavior, that comes before the actual physical relapse of like taking a substance. So like you're isolating, or you're irritated, or you're not going to therapy, or you're just, things are changing, you're not doing the work. You jumped into hard drinking. Yeah. The fear. I had so much fear.
I think it's because your parents made you fearful.
Yeah, they did. They told us that we were allergic, and I was already a hypochondriac. I was already OCD. I was flicking the light switch all the time. I was like thinking I was dying always. That held me back from jumping full in. If I didn't have that fear, I would have drank with my friends earlier, because my friends were drinking around me. I was afraid. Yeah. So that is, I think, the thing that held me back, and I went through all of these. If I had just started hard drinking, maybe I wouldn't have gone through the eating disorder. We could have skipped right over that.
Probably.
But then I probably would have been as big as a house earlier.
I don't know. You could have been like in a bad eating disorder and drinking, and that could have been crazy.
The line between like casual drinking, binge drinking, full dependency, full addiction.
Yeah.
I think there's some confusion. And I have some confusion too, because when I meet people who just like drank too much and then they're like, and now I don't drink anymore. And that's the story. I'm like, where's the trauma? Where is the
that's
thing?
like the hard drinker, right?
Yeah.
That's like not the true alcoholic.
Okay, explain that to me.
The hard drinker can stop when they need to.
Okay. Like fully stop?
Yeah.
Okay.
The alcoholic cannot.
Well, because I wonder about the people that are like, oh, I have to crack a beer at the end of a work day.
Yeah.
I have to have a glass of wine at the end of a day. You're not.
You're a hard drinker.
You're a hard drinker. You're a drinker. You're dependent on it. You're not in our situation where you're going out and fucking
up your life. If you're not fucking up your life, yeah. Like, you don't need to stop because there's nothing to stop for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, but in that same vein, though, you're not in our situation. But you should still look at your relationship with alcohol, because if you need to do something at the end of the day that involves, you know, changing your brain and taking yourself out of your body for a little bit and numbing some stuff, you have a dependency on it. And that's part of the spectrum.
Yeah, 100% it is. But like, they don't want to stop that. And they think that they don't have to stop that.
Yeah. And you might not have to. I mean, not everybody has to. But I think that the idea that having a couple glasses of wine every single night and that's just normal, I think maybe that's not normal. And I think a lot of people have a dependency and they're not realizing it.
Well, and that's another thing that we're trying to like break. Like, the norm is not drinking every single day at the end of the workday. It's not. The norm is not taking a traveler for a walk, you know? That's not the norm.
When I got sober, I would go out with people, my friends or guys or whatever. Well, guys are still drinking, but my friends, and they wouldn't drink. And they're not sober. And I would be like, guys, like, it's okay. You can drink. And one of my friends was like, no, we don't need to drink. Yeah. We don't need to go to dinner and have a drink. And that confused the fuck out of me, because I was like, wait, what? Isn't everybody drinking all the time? Like, I feel like going out with your friends to dinner is an excuse to drink, not in your house. But I guess people have different operating systems, and they're like, we don't drink every night. I'm like,
and that's where we differ.
And that is where we differ, and that's confusing to me.
Yeah, well, my friends drink every dinner.
Yeah?
So we have different friends. And that's hard drinkers, and you have moderate friend drinkers.
I have moderate friend drinkers. Well, yeah, because some of my friends drank really hard with me.
Yeah.
But then
I stopped. Because you were forcing them to drink.
Yeah. And like, one of my friends is like now like pregnant and married and doesn't drink like that. And I'm like, yeah, okay,
and that's what normal people do. Like, normal people drink a lot when they're young, and then they get married and they stop drinking.
But I don't get that.
Yeah.
I don't get that. I don't get how alcohol, and I guess that's the addiction, but it takes some people. So why are me and Jody drinking the same amount in college, and now you're married with a kid and you're fine to have a glass of wine every now and then, and I'm like, where is the vodka? I'm going in the closet.
Yeah.
To wrap this up.
To wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen,
I think
don't comment on my appearance.
Yeah, because then my boyfriend sends her sneaky little text messages without me knowing about how beautiful and sexy she is, and then I go.
He said, "I know you're a 10, but."
Did he say that? Aww.
He said that. So sweet.
That's nice.
Yeah,
that's really nice. He's trying to fuck my friends. Okay. Yeah, we did have a big week with social media. Which I'm glad you're feeling fine about it now.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling fine. It was just like jarring. We didn't expect it, but like obviously we should have.
Yeah.
I was talking to a lot of my friends about it, and they're like, yeah, but like, you're doing something right. Like, people only comment mean things if you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Engagement is good engagement. Like, knowing how many people we are affecting in a good way as well, like, is amazing. And yeah,
I agree.
I wouldn't change it for the world.
No. Oh my God.
I'm so happy we're doing it together.
I know. I love you.
I'm
so glad we're friends.
Same.
What would I, you'd be fine. What would I do?
No, like, literally, why did it take us so long to be such close friends?
I was a big girl and I was afraid to go outside.
Yeah. And I'm so proud of you for getting outside and being my friend.
Yeah. The comments, keep commenting, keep coming, you're just exposed to us your mental illnesses and your anger issues. All of that is all part of sobriety. However, overwhelmingly, the comments were from men.
Yeah.
That is clear, and that's okay. The thing about that, after all the bullshit and all the mean things and all the like calming ourselves down, think what it shows me, if we're really going to put our empathy hats on, is that men are suffering in silence.
Yeah.
On the internet, but suffering in silence. I think that just the polarization of this topic and this conversation, I think resistance comes from not being able to express your feelings around it.
It's just such like a common thing. Like, men don't talk about their problems and men have a beer every single night. It's the stereotype, and it is true.
It's true. And I know, like, my whole moral anger is that I hate men. Like, I don't hate all men, whatever. But it's not true. I don't hate all men. I do.
But these men commenting make me believe it again. Yeah.
Yeah, but these men.
But it's also like, coming back to it, they're just hurt men. And it sucks because they can't talk about it with anybody else. And so they're taking it out on us. That's what they do. And they probably take it out on their girlfriends and their wives as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just like, that's life. And if you're a man, talk about it with another man.
But that's like the system we've set up for men, right? Like, women, yes, like, men are like they're the leading power, but women have this like really amazing privilege that is friendship and female friendships, and like overwhelmingly women are able to express themselves to each other more so than men, but we train that. Men are not allowed to cry or say their feelings, or they're gay. And like, what's worse than being gay? Being a pussy or being a girl?
But I also think that now with this new generation, it won't be like that. Like, these are the people that are commenting are the last generation that will be like that, I think.
And maybe. That's what I would hope. I mean,
a lot of them, like, I'm sure the people having babies in buttfuck nowhere aren't instilling that on their baby, like on their kids.
Well, and I think that's where we start to get a little confused too. Often I think that everybody thinks like me. Like, I just am like, we're all learning together, we're all growing together. But even in the city, it's like the idea of sobriety and mocktails and abstinence from drinking, it makes more sense in this like metropolitan place. But if you're a 6-pack after work kind of person who doesn't live in the city and you can't just like walk to 7-Eleven, like, it's just not as normalized.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I actually don't know. I would like to think that stereotypes of men and women will be more muddled and will be less, again, polarizing with the next generation. But I don't really know. I would hope. And I would also hope that that would mean that more men are able to go to therapy and ask for therapy, ask for help, because it creates rage.
Yeah, and it makes sense, like, the men in our comments, like, it makes sense why they can't talk to anybody about it, and it makes sense why a lot of these white men are rageful and abusive. Like, we see it in our comments now. Like, we understand it.
We see it. We also were it. Yeah. We were, like, super aggressive and mean and, like, to ourselves, or, like, internal thoughts, like, very hateful.
I was very hateful towards my boyfriends. Very hateful.
Yeah. Oh, my God, to everything. Yeah. And I get it. And honestly, like, we see you. And, like,
I was there. Don't worry. Like, it's nothing to be ashamed of, as long as you recognize it and want to move forward.
Yeah, we get it. Sometimes being mean to girls on the internet is like all you have to feel powerful.
Yeah.
And it's just what you need to do in the moment.
Yeah.
So we get it. We see you. Do you think that drinking, like being sober for men, do you think that challenges like societal norms, like male norms?
Of course.
Yeah. In my opinion, when I see someone, like my person I'm with and your person, it's like they're sober and I'm like, that's so fucking hot.
Maybe it is, but like to them, I'm sure it wasn't like that like they had to like grow into that, you
Yeah.
know?
So to me, that feels like it's coming from the men.
Yeah, it is. Well, a lot of stuff that we think internally comes from other women thinking that. The men don't want someone to be like stick thin, you know?
Yeah.
That's what we internalize on ourselves as other women.
That's true.
That the men are the same. Like,
yeah. Yeah, because I saw something about like how like it's our, you know, it's our right. We don't have to stop. Like, and I'm just like, I wonder if it feels extra shameful for men. It's like, this is your thing you're supposed to be able to do, drink.
well, I think it felt extra bad for me too, because I was like, I am supposed to be the girl who goes out and has the life of the party. Like, that's my whole shtick.
Yeah.
As a woman.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have anything else.
Yeah, it's like an identity thing.
Yeah, and you're
like,
supposed to be able to go out and have fun as girls too, because you're supposed to be able to like take a shot with your man.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing.
You're supposed to be able to handle your alcohol.
Yeah.
And when men can't, even though it's more widely acceptable for men to be addicts.
Yeah.
I mean, there's way more men
Yeah.
in AA than
Yeah.
there are women.
Yeah.
There's way more men's groups than there are women's groups. Men are overwhelmingly struggling with addiction and mental health more so than women. Women just have the ability to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's very interesting. And I think it's hot when guys are sober. So it's not like a weak thing.
No, it's
evolved.
I see it as a strength, men or women, whatever you are.
Yeah.
If you're sober, you're so fucking strong.
Yeah.
You overcame that. It's amazing. And it's hard to think that before you get sober. You think that you're weak and that you have to get sober because you're weak, and it's the complete opposite. You can get through it.
Yeah, and then you can have like late night conversations sober with your girlfriend and your dick gets hard.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Okay, well, proud of you.
I'm proud of you. Stay sober.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Girl Undrunk. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Girl Undrunk Podcast, and or send me an email at heather@girlundrunk.com.
I have this fantasy that the guy that works at the boxing gym is gonna like watch me practicing my uppercuts and come over to me and be like,
"You good?
I could take you all the way."
Ooh.
I keep having that white
like a
guy
dream. Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like, I just have this fucking feeling. In the same way that when I walk by the lesbian flag football, I'm hoping that someone
they recruit you.
Yeah, like I'm like, someone throw a rogue ball. I'm gonna catch it,
and then you're gonna make
fingertips up, hands open, cradle. I'm gonna catch it, and they're gonna be like,
"You're a star."
Yeah, and they're gonna be like, "Are you gay?" And I'm gonna say, "I'm bisexual."